All right, welcome back to the channel. Monster Inoue beats Kim in a defense of his titles and gets a treatment that don't think I have ever seen, or if I have seen, I haven't seen since Manny Pacquiao. And that is a fighter so coated in double standards that it is absolutely ridiculous. Let's talk about how Gervonta Davis would destroy Monster Inoue, although Monster Inoue is never called to fight him. But when you compare the two and the people that they actually fought, I think you'll see one standard for Monster Inoue and another standard for Gervonta Davis. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about the Monster Inoue versus Kim fight, the commentary in that fight, and the performance of Monster Inoue in that fight. And after I do that, I'm going to talk about the way that Gervonta Davis has been treated for precisely the same thing, but yet does not get anywhere near the accolades, or should I say Monster Inoue doesn't get anywhere near the criticism from American telecasters that Gervonta Davis gets. Now, before I get in, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. But let's get to it, man. Okay, so I got up very, very early in the morning to watch this fight with Monster Inoue versus a replacement fighter whose last name is Kim. Don't want to slaughter his first name, but it's a guy whose last name is Kim, and a fighter that you have never seen before, nor will you ever see again. A guy that got into the ring with Monster Inoue so overmatched that Monster Inoue didn't have anything to worry about coming back from him, and could do whatever he wanted with him. This fighter is nowhere near anybody's top 10. Kim. He's not anybody that's considered an elite fighter. But yet, if you listen to the telecast, you would swear to God he was knocking out George Foreman. The performance itself you can't judge it because it was just such a one-sided fight. And it ended, I do believe, in the fourth round with Kim quitting. There's no other way that I'm going to describe that other than that man quit. He started calling Monster Inoue in, dropping his hands, and got hit with a bunch of big shots and got knocked out. Many people talk about orchestrated knockouts. Man, that looked like an orchestrated knockout. Like somebody was like, okay, I'm going to bet the over. Stay away from Monster, but as soon as you get past that over, let him hit you in the chin and keep that knee. Because that's what that fight looked like to me. I'm sorry. It looked like just a cash grab and a way to give Monster Inoue another highlight. Now, let's compare that to the treatment of Gervonta Davis ahead of his fight where he's fighting a replacement fighter. Yes, the one coming up against Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach is a replacement fighter for the fighter that Gervonta Davis was originally trying to fight, who was Vasily Lomachenko, right? So Monster Inoue has a fighter that he's supposed to fight. That fighter doesn't make the fight. He gets a replacement fighter in Kim. But if you listen to the way the media treats Gervonta Davis and the way the commentators treated Monster Inoue, you would have sworn that this guy Kim was the number one guy at 122 pounds and had won championships in 3 divisions, and Monster Inoue showed his greatness. No, this man is a journeyman, and he got that treatment. Gervonta is about to fight a guy who's a reigning world champion at 130 pounds in Lamont Roach. He is a reigning world champion, one of the top 130 pounders who moves up to 135. And Gervonta Davis, according to certain people, they would rather see him not fight anybody at all than to have him fight Lamont Roach. I swear I've had these conversations. People have said that they would rather see Gervonta Davis not fight anybody at all versus replacing a champion, versus fighting a champion in Lamont Roach who's replacing another champion in Vasily Lomachenko. Now, I'm sure people that are going to listen to this will say, oh, it's not the same thing. Monster's achieved so much by becoming undisputed at this weight at 118, and he became undisputed at 122. Yeah, but look at the quality of the fighters that he's fighting. And I've said this for a long time, and you can check this. Go to BoxRec and look at how many 118 pounders and 122 pounders there are in the world. There's not a lot of people that small. So Monster Inoue is fighting in what had been called for a long time a Japanese weight class, because most of the fighters that you're going to find in those weight classes that Monster Inoue has dominated are other Asian fighters. They are literally the thinnest weight classes that there are in boxing. So you literally could fight a champion and still be fighting a dude that most people would consider a bum and have never heard of before. But don't let that get in the way of the telecast and what was said by Tim Bradley, what was said by the people calling the fight. Monster Inoue is like one of the greatest fighters ever. Said he's now looking at the future. I don't doubt that he's going to make the Hall of Fame, and I don't doubt that he is one of the best guys or the best guy below 126 pounds. But the fact of the matter is that those weight classes are very, very weak weight classes. Funny thing, listening to Tim Bradley, I'm going to do a separate video on this. Tim Bradley talked about Japanese boxing because they put up a display or a graphic that showed, I do believe Mexico has 5 world champions. Japan has 9 world champions. The United States has 16 world champions. Tim Bradley's reaction to that was, we've got that many champions? Where are they? Where are they? What kind of people are these? And I'm like, man, I cannot believe Tim Bradley can get that crap out of his mouth. You don't know that we have 16 world champions. You don't know that we have champions at 154 pounds, 147 pounds, 135 pounds, 140 pounds. You don't know that we have all of those champions. You missed Richardson Hitchens win a 140-pound championship. You've missed that Jaron Ennis has a world championship, and that Brian Norman has a world championship, and that Sebastian Fundora is a world champion, and Terrence Crawford is a world champion. Like, we could go on 16 reigning world champions. And guess what? That's the number the United States always has. And it is not moved at all. If the United States cannot be judged by the number of champions that they have and just had them blown off by Tim Bradley, and so that he can make Japanese boxing look like it's just like the end of the world. He even said, we don't care about these other guys. We're up here at 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock my time, but 2 o'clock in the morning in California, watching Monster Inoue. No, people are not up at that hour watching Monster Inoue unless you got a YouTube channel or something. Most people in the United States have never heard of this guy, have no interest in him, and will never watch him in the middle of the night. But for some reason, ESPN is doing backflips to call this guy one of the greatest fighters of all time. That's what he's looking for, to be one of the greatest fighters of all time. I personally don't think you can have a greatest of all time for anybody in the weight classes 122 and 122 and down. 122 isn't even historically a real weight class. It goes from 118 to 126. But anyway, Monster Inoue is a very good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but let's not call these bum bashes that particular bum bash doesn't say anything about him. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. I'm still just amazed at how American networks treat foreign fighters. But listen to Tim Bradley and these guys spend some time talking about Errol Spence, or let them spend some time talking about a PBC fighter, and it's just tear him down. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.